Republican Bill Essayli represents California's 63rd district in the state assembly, joining us live from Sacramento. He's got more with what's going on. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, last week you called on the governor to call a special legislative session on California wildfire mitigation. Well, today the governor says he's going to do that. But first, the legislature met to, quote, Trump-proof our state, agreeing to spend $50 million to prepare for the incoming administration. What's your response to all that?
Well, we think it's absolutely ridiculous at a time like this. The governor wants to spend his political capital and resources fighting with the incoming administration to file frivolous lawsuits on day one. That's not a priority. You know what Californians care about? Not Trump-proofing. We want to fire-proof our state. We need to look at what went wrong here and fix it so it never happens again. We have offered a lot of solutions which have been rejected by the Democrat Party.
So, Assemblyman, let's talk about what you make of Governor Newsom's executive actions aimed at streamlining the rebuilding and recovery efforts, the red tape.
Well, we don't believe the executive orders do as much as he's claiming they're going to do. He's asking his agencies to look at their policies and try to expedite it. But at the end of the day, he cannot single-handedly lift the environmental laws and regulations that are on the books. The legislature has to do that. And that's what Republicans are doing. We're calling on the legislature to suspend a lot of these extreme environmental regulations that have basically gotten us to where we are today, where we can't have water infrastructure. We're not doing controlled burns. We're not undergrounding power lines because it takes too long and it's too expensive to do it the way they are demanding it be done.
All right, it sounds like you're not happy with the precautions. Talking about the government, what's your response to Governor Newsom's handling of this situation and our general preparedness?
Well, he needs to take accountability. He's the governor. The Democrats have been in sole control of this state. There's no one else to blame but themselves. Over time, we've stopped clearing our forests. We've stopped removing the dead trees and brush. We've stopped doing controlled burns. We need to underground power lines so that way they don't start fires. And also, we're not turning off the power every time it gets windy outside. We need to invest in our infrastructure. We haven't built any water storage, even though the voters gave $7 billion 10 years ago to do it. We built zero water storage in the state of California. And all of it is because they are beholden to, again, this extreme environmental agenda where they don't want to develop or do or touch any of the wildland. And that's leading to this awful situation we have now, which is not good for the environment.
So one of your Republican colleagues, Carl DeMaio, has called on the incoming Trump administration to order federal investigations into negligence by California politicians. Now, should the administration do that? And do you think Trump should come and visit, as has been suggested that he might this week?
Yeah, I think the president will come visit. He's done that to other disaster areas. I do think we need an external investigation. When you have one party control in a state, they control the governor's house, the legislature, local office. You need an independent body to come in here and look at things and find out what went wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. I think President Trump is going to provide aid to California, but he's going to demand that we make some changes to our policies and change things so we prevent these fires from starting or from being as deadly as they currently are. We cannot continue like this. We cannot have $100 billion losses every year. We're not going to have insurance companies insuring us. We're not going to be able to sustain the recovery efforts. This isn't sustainable. We have to fix this.
Assemblyman, it is obvious that you are concerned, as are so many here in Southern California right now. But a lot of people are saying, hey, this is not a time to score political points. This is not political at all. How do you respond to that criticism?
We're not playing politics. We want accountability. I think the public has a right to know what happened and how we got here today. These fires were preventable. They could have had water in the fire hydrants if the reservoirs were maintained. We could have cleared the brush so these fires wouldn't have gotten so close to these communities. There are things we could have done. I think the public has a right to know why that wasn't done and who's responsible for that. They also have a right to have a mayor who's present in the city when an emergency happens. We don't want mayors working remotely while they're on vacation or off somewhere else. The public has a right to ask for accountability. That's part of this. That's just good governance.
All right, Assemblyman Bill Essayli, thank you so much for giving us your time this evening. We appreciate it.
Thank you for covering this.